Will brushing your teeth make your back pain worse? The answer is maybe. The tips that we do every Tuesday, and today is Tuesday Tip Day, are everyday activities that you perform that might make your back pain worse. And what that means is there are specific idea of what I'm talking about here, and I'm going to show you on my skeleton, or at least my spine. Everything that we do for these tips are things that we would do for you if you were a patient. It's very important that you learn everyday habits that are going to make your back pain better, not worse. So we have a 9-step process. One of our steps is the tips. It's about the movement patterns. And when you move right, things are good. When you move wrong, things are bad. So how or why does brushing your teeth make your back pain worse? Well, it has nothing to do with the toothbrush. It has everything to do with how you lean over the sink. And it's the same for if you lean over the sink to wash your dishes, or you're leaning over the stove, or you're leaning over the chopping block to chop your vegetables, or at a workstation, whether you're building something in your garage or standing at work. Anytime you lean forward, you could potentially be doing damage to your discs. It's like this. The spine should be straight. Should be straight up and down. But what happens when you're leaning over your sink, so you have to brush your teeth, is your spine does this. It's flexion. Prolonged flexion, or flexion for too long, will start to overload the discs. And when you start to overload the discs, you run the risk of getting a herniated disc, which is this one right here. We treat a lot of herniated discs, a lot of sciatica, and a lot of it is a result of the pinching of the nerve as the nerve exits, and it's from the disc. So the things that you do throughout the day, so the tips are really what you do every day. How should you bend? How should you twist? We've talked about breathing. We all breathe. We talked about sitting. We all sit. Okay, this is about standing and leaning now. So this is about brushing your teeth, all those different things. When you stand and you lean forward, you're doing this. We want to avoid that. And the way we have you avoid that is we have you put your foot on a step stool. And our step stool is right here. It looks like this. Okay, I don't know, that's probably 8 inches, so you want it off the ground. Now, when you lean forward, you want to make sure you have a neutral posture. And when you have a neutral posture, we have a device that we use. It's called a broomstick. And what you do with the broomstick, just to learn how to bend without flexing with your spine, is you put the spine, I know this looks funny, you put the spine on your back, and then you have to learn to do what's called the hip hinge. Okay, so when you're brushing your teeth, you want to hip hinge and put your foot on the stool. So it's kind of, you put your foot on the stool and you lean forward, and you're leaning with your hip, you're not leaning with your spine. And it puts your spine in a position where you can stand at the sink longer, takes the pressure off your spine. A lot of times I tell people, put one in your kitchen, put one in your bathroom. That way you can put your foot on it, bend forward. So the key is to make sure that when you bend, you're not bending in your spine, you're bending at your hip. The step stool, put your foot in a position where it allows you to use more of your hip than it does your spine. So the key is to develop new habits. So if you do this every day, you won't overload the disc. All our tips really are about things that you do every day that might be making it worse. Breathing, brushing your teeth, how to get out of bed, how to get out of a chair, how to get out of a car. Those are all very important things, because we stand at a sink a lot and we lean forward a lot. This is a good tip because it happens every single day. So be aware that you want to make sure you get this right, and that you bend at your hip, not in your spine. The bending of the spine is bad. You want to avoid that forward flexion for too long. That forward flexion is where you overload the discs. So that's the tip of the day. Tip of the day is use a step stool. Make sure you're bending at your hip, you're not bending at your spine. If you like the information we're giving you, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to do tips every Tuesday, and we might start doing them more frequently throughout the work week. But if you subscribe to our channel, you'll know when we're live, and you can watch our videos. And there's a lot of them. So that's it. If you know somebody that has back pain that's not getting better, these tips are good for everybody. These tips don't necessarily fix your back 100%, but they will prevent your back from getting worse. That's the key. Because what happens is you might start doing something to make it better, and then every time you bend wrong, you make it worse. So our goal is to make sure you don't make it worse, and we get you on the right path of healing. So again, if you like our stuff, subscribe to our channel and share our information with anybody that might need it. That's it. I'm out. see you tomorrow for a case study, and we're going to talk a little bit about the bulging disc and why you have bulging discs. They're probably the most common form of back pain that's not going away. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Thank you very much. I'm out. Have a good day.